Try and spot the color that's different. It's this one. Pretty easy, right? But in the early 2000s, the Himba people of Namibia couldn't spot it. Now, identify the color that's different from the rest. To you, they all might look the same. But Himba people were quick to point out the shade of green that's different. It's this one. This is because they didn't have a word for blue, but had many words for different shades of green than we do in English. This is the Himba Color experiment. When you don't have a word for something, your mind struggles to see and process it. Now, stop thinking about colors and start thinking about words like freedom, rebellion, and truth. If I delete those words from your dictionary, do you lose the ability to fight for them? We tend to think that language is merely a tool for us to describe the world, that the object exists first and we just give it a name so that we can talk about it. But according to the Sapir-Whorf Hypothesis, language is the lens itself. If your lens is tinted red, the world will look red to you. If your lens is low resolution, the world will look blurry. As the philosopher Ludwig Wittgenstein said, the limits of my language mean the limits of my world. So what happens when someone else controls your language? When a government, a dictator, or a biased society decides which words you are allowed to learn, they could predetermine what you're capable of thinking. And these 3 books show us how language can be weaponized. The first book is George Orwell's 1984. Most people think it is about surveillance, but the real horror is its dictionary. The citizens of Oceania were only allowed to communicate in Newspeak, a controlled language approved by its totalitarian government. Newspeak didn't have words like morality, honor, or justice. In fact, it only had the word good to describe all the positive things. Add to it, antonyms were also removed to prevent the expression of opposing ideas. Bad was replaced by ungood and dark by unlight. Orwell planted the seed of a terrifying idea. If you remove the vocabulary for dissent, you make dissent impossible. Would it be too far-fetched to equate the situation with George Orwell's 1984? In which not singing the praise of the great leader is considered sedition. This was said by Nasiruddin Shah recently. If 1984 is about deleting words to control us, then our second book, The Book Thief, is about twisting words to manipulate us. It is set in Nazi Germany and reminds us that Hitler didn't take over the nation with magic. He did it by replacing words like human with vermin and murder with cleansing. He framed the narrative so effectively that millions of people believed that hatred was actually self-defense. To give you more context, this is how we are doing it today. When you come across aspirational, it means unemployed. Personalization or tailored experience imply that your online activity will be tracked. Anti-national doesn't necessarily means anti-national. Sometimes it means protesters. And letting you go means now you're aspirational. Unemployed. Coming back to the book, it also shows the antidote. The protagonist, Liesl, steals books, learns to read, and as her vocabulary grows, her ability to see through the propaganda also grows. It shows us that words are a double-edged sword. They can be the poison that sickens a nation and also be the medicine that heals it. So we have words used as weapons and words used to manipulate. But there is a third way that language shapes us. And it's much more subtle. It's about the words that are simply left out. The Dictionary of Lost Words is a fictional retelling of a true story, the creation of the Oxford English Dictionary. It was created by white men who decided which words were official and which were unimportant. The book follows a girl who collects the words that these men threw away. Words that describe the pain of a childbirth, the emotional labor of the poor. Because these words weren't in the dictionary, society pretended those experiences didn't matter. This teaches us a profound lesson about our lives. If we don't have a word to describe our specific struggles, whether it's a woman's experience, a minority's history, or a unique mental health battle, we feel invisible. We need words to make a reality real. If you never knew what subscribe means, you would always discover my videos accidentally, or maybe never. Thankfully, you know it. So why do these books matter to you? Because we are living in a time where our vocabulary is shrinking again. We speak in emoji or a 15-second sound bites. When you stop reading deep, complex books, you're voluntarily handing over the key to your mind. So I want you to read these 3 books and as many other books as you can to arm yourself, because a mind with limited vocabulary is a prison. I'm Nidhi and I look forward to seeing you next time.